What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm down at Lamborghini Charlotte and we're going to take a look at this 2018 Lamborghini Huracan Performante. Huge shout out to them for providing this car for me today. Definitely check out their website. They have a ton of new and used inventory to choose from. But today we're going to take a look at this one. It's finished off in Verde Mantis Pearl Effect. It had an original MSRP right around $275,000. And also don't forget, for January we are doing a GoPro giveaway. More details will be later in this video. The Lamborghini Huracan is a mid-engine supercar. It's powered by a naturally aspirated 5.2-liter V10 and is only paired to the 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. It produces 631 horsepower at 8,000 RPM and 442 pound-feet of torque at 6,500 RPM. It is all-wheel drive, weighs around 3,000 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds with a top speed just over 200 miles an hour. And with a fuel capacity of 21.1 gallons, you can expect to see around 13 miles per gallon in the city and 18 out on the highway. This has an overall wheelbase of 103.1 inches. The overall length is 177.4. Its width is 75.7 and it has a height of 45.8 inches. Starting up front on the Performante, we're going to take a look at the Y design pattern inside the headlight housings. This does have LED headlights and LED daytime running lights, but the Y pattern here is for the turn signals, and when you walk up to the vehicle and lock and unlock it, you'll see that illuminate, gives it a very nice pattern. There's also more Y-shaped designs located throughout this entire vehicle, as we'll see later in this video. As we move down to the lower section of the bumper, you can see the exposed forged carbon, gives it a really nice look. The ALA system is Lamborghini's technology for aerodynamics. There's a lot that goes into this as well, but just up front here, there's two flaps on the lower section of this bumper here that will help aid in aerodynamics. And as you can tell, there's no grille inserts. Everything is fully exposed. You can see all of the cutouts to help provide better airflow to this engine with the front mounted radiators. Definitely a lot of airflow. You can also see there's 4 parking sensors up front. Lamborghini badge right in the center. So this is a very low car, has a wide appearance at the same time. And then looking at the hood here, you'll see there's nice indentions on both sides. There's very clean lines coming down to the front of the bumper here, gives it a really nice look. Moving to the side of the Performante, we're going to start off with these center locked wheels. They have a 5-spoke design to them, and again you can see more of that Y design running around the edge of them, gives it a really unique look. They measure 20 by 8.5 up front and 20 by 11 in the rear. Behind those, you can see the brake calipers are finished off in the same color, which is very nice to see. These are carbon ceramic brakes. They have 6 pistons up front with the rotors measuring 14.9 inches, and we have 4 pistons in the rear measuring 14 inches. And then moving behind that, you'll see the Italian flag colors on the lower section of the door along with Performante. The side skirt is finished off in gloss black, and there's another air inlet here. Up top, we have the body colored side mirrors. They are power folding, so when we lock the vehicle, they will automatically fold in, which is very nice to see. There's very clean and sleek lines running down the side of the vehicle. There's a very distinctive one just along the door handle here, and you can see it runs all the way back to another air inlet right here behind the gas cap, so that will help improve with even more airflow to the engine. Overall, this has a really nice looking side profile. And finishing off in the rear on the Performante, we're going to start off with the forged carbon rear wing. You can see just how massive it is. It also has more of the ALA aerodynamic system to it. Just up underneath the engine cover, you'll see there's 2 inlets that will allow airflow to go through those. They'll come up through the struts of the spoiler and out of the back. This will help with better airflow and provide even more downforce for the vehicle at speeds. This has LED taillights with the Y design in them, just like up front, so it carries on to the rear. You can see more carbon fiber on the entire middle section of the vehicle. It has a backup camera with parking sensors throughout the bumper as well. You can even see part of the exhaust through the mesh here, which is nice to see. And then down below it has a massive diffuser. There's more cutouts again, so you can even see the back side of the tire. And then right up in the center here, we have the dual exhaust. So that's going to finish it up for the exterior walk around on the Lamborghini Huracan Performante. Finished off in Verde Mantis. It's definitely an awesome car to be able to check out. I think you have to get a Lambo in green, especially with the color match brake calipers. It looks phenomenal. But let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. All you do is push on the front section of the door handle and then release it from the back side, and we can go ahead and open it up. Starting off on the door panel in the Lamborghini Huracan Performante, you can tell that it is covered in alcantara. It has a really nice design to it and a great feel as well. There's more body colored stitching running throughout it, along with down on the armrest and a nice pattern on the back side. That leads us to the door handle, which is finished off in forged carbon. We have the side mirror adjustments. They are heated as well. Just behind that, we have the brushed aluminum release handle with some black trim around it, along with lock and unlock. There's a little bit of storage space on the lower section of the door, one speaker in front of that, and some more trim just on the top section of that. And then down below on the door sill, you'll see the Huracan badge finished off in more forged carbon. All right, so once inside the Lamborghini Huracan Performante, this is such a cool place to be. Let's start off with the steering wheel. It's completely covered in alcantara. You can see more of the stitching running on the inside along with the green stripe on the top. There's a nice gloss black trim piece on the lower section. It does have a flat bottom design to it as well. You know you're in something special, just the feeling of it. With the paddle shifters here finished off in the forged carbon, absolutely massive. They are column mounted, so when you turn the steering wheel, they stay positioned, which is really cool. But let's move on to the seats now. They say Performante down, one bolster. You see the Lamborghini badge right in the center, along with a cutout just below the headrest. They have pretty good bolstering support to them. They are a very comfortable seat. You can see more of the Y pattern running down the center of them too, which just gives it a really cool look along with all the stitching down below on the sides. And then moving on to all of the controls on the steering wheel. On the far right side, you have your wiper blades, and then cruise control is just below that. Right in the middle, we have all of the driving modes. Strada is the default setting. Then we can go down to Sport and Corsa. The tach will also change as well. So all the way up into Strada, this is the default setting on the gauge cluster. If we go down to Sport mode, you'll see the tach just change a little bit. And then Corsa mode completely changes everything, and you see the large tach right up on this top there with your miles per hour down on the bottom right, and then your gear selection right in the middle. So it's very cool to be able to toggle between all of those. Down on the left side, we have some more controls, so you can look at some vital information like your TPMS. You can look at the ALA system, how that is working. If we click on it again, now you'll see your trip to on one side. You have your fuel consumption with your time on the other side, along with your average speed. And then you also have a lap timer as well. If you push it one more time, and then for a fourth time, you'll see when your next service is on the left side, and then you have the date and battery voltage on the right side. And then over on the far left, we have the headlights along with the turn signal. So just by clicking on that, you'll see the turn signal function, and then you push it in the center to cancel it out. Let's go ahead and take another look at these massive paddle shifters. They feel very nice. You can see they are almost as large as the steering wheel. But now that we've gone over everything, we have it into Corsa mode. Let's go ahead and fire it up. We just move this cap all the way up with my foot on the brake. I'll just hold that button and we'll bring it to life. Moving to the left side of the steering wheel, you'll see all these aluminum toggle switches. These control all of the headlights. You have automatic and just turning them on and off. Down below, we have two switches. This is for the engine cover along with the front storage, which we'll see here soon. Just above that, we have more green stitching along with alcantara and forged carbon around one air vent. There's even more right in the center on top of the dash here. In the center, we have two more air vents. They have the hexagonal shape to them. As you'll see, that is a common pattern throughout this vehicle. And then right in the center, we have a nice LCD screen that will show you some vital information. The vehicle is in Strada right now. If I go to Sport, you'll see everything change again. And then going into Corsa, it just shows you Corsa. So that is pretty cool to see. And then behind that, we have another row of toggle switches. We have controls like your side windows. So just by pushing on that, we can easily put the window up and down. You have your parking sensors, which you can turn on and off, along with the hazards. You have your traction control, the front end lift, and then the driver's side window. Moving below that, you'll see we have all of the climate controls. The LCD screen there will appear all of the different functions. So this rotary dial right in the center is multifunctional. Twisting on it right now, you'll see the temperature adjust. If I click on the fan, we can control the fan speed with that same button, and then clicking on where I'd like the air to go, we can adjust it then. So it's pretty cool, very simple and straightforward to use. This also has heated seats for driver and passenger with 3 different settings. Below that, we have all of the controls for the center screen. So we have navigation, menu, your phone, you can go into car. There's a rotary dial here along with some other buttons on these sides, and you have radio and media off and to the right, along with a physical button for the volume and turning it on and off. So if I just click on the menu button right now, you'll see in the center that the tach goes over to the left side. So if we go into navigation and pull that up just by clicking on the rotary dial, you'll see that will bring it up to the screen right here, makes it very easy to see. We'll go all the way over to car, and that'll show you things like vehicle settings. You have your driver assistance and services and anything like that. As we make our way back behind that, you'll see the engine start stop button that I previously showed. Right in the center, we have the other gear selections. So you have reverse, park, and the manual mode. If I wanted to go to drive, I'll just pull on the paddle. That'll automatically put us into first gear and automatic. You just then have to release the parking brake. If I want to go to reverse, I'll just pull this up here. You'll see the backup camera light up. It's actually pretty wide in the screen. It makes everything go to one side or the other. If we want to go back to park, we'll just click on the P down below. And then pushing on the M button, you will see the A appear or disappear, basically going between automatic and being able to use the paddle shifters. Right in the center, we have an armrest with more stitching and alcantara. A little bit of storage space behind that and more forged carbon running through the entire center. Gives it a really clean look. There's a CD player just behind that. And then behind the seats, you actually have a good amount of storage space. With a net there, you can fit things like small backpacks or clothes, jackets, things like that. It's actually really good interior storage space to have, which is nice to see. These are super comfortable. I love the pattern running down them. You can see down on the floor mats as well, there's more of the same pattern. Then we'll go ahead and take a look at the glove box. You actually have a good amount of room for anything that needs to go in there. And above that, if we push on this button here, this does have a cup holder. So it's very convenient and it's nice that it hides away. You really wouldn't be able to tell that it's there. It's a nice integrated design. And then last up, we'll go ahead and take a look at the front storage space. I'm just gonna hold the button on the key fob. You'll see it automatically release. And then just in front of Lamborghini, there's a small handle here that we can pull on and that will automatically release. There's about 4 cubic feet of storage space in here. It's actually very usable. From previous experience, I know you can fit at least 2 bags in here and some extra clothes or something like that. So it's nice that you have this room and behind the seats as well. So now it's time to take the Lamborghini Huracan Performante out for a drive. This is the first time driving a Lamborghini. I rode in a Gallardo a couple years ago, but never in a vehicle like this. So we're gonna go ahead and put it into drive just by pulling on the paddle here. All right, so far, as we see another Lambo, this is pretty awesome. I have it in automatic right now, but let's go ahead and push on the M to go over to the paddles. And I'm just in Strada right now. Let's go ahead and put it into Corsa. That gets so much louder. This is definitely awesome to drive in. As far as visibility, that sounds so good. It's really not all that hard to see in here. You have a pretty good view out of that back glass. And then obviously your side mirrors are gonna help. But other than that, it's pretty awesome to be in here. The roof line is a little bit low, but you definitely have plenty of forward-facing glass. And then I just noticed too that there's a little bit of a glass on the back side of the A-pillars, so you can easily see over that passenger side. And then just putting a couple miles on it so far, it's actually pretty comfortable. I love how aggressive these seats are, but at the same time, they're actually pretty comfortable. I'm gonna downshift a couple here, still in Corsa mode. Wow, it sounds so good. Going ahead and starting from second gear here, just give it a little bit of gas. Wow, that sounds so good. Just everything on the inside of this car, I love how everything is finished off in alcantara and everything just has a really nice design to it as well. Looking at the gauge cluster here in Corsa mode, I love looking at that tack. It's just so cool to see how large it is there, with your gear selection right in the center there as we downshift to fourth gear. Just sitting at a stoplight right now, I'm gonna go ahead and put it into Strada mode, and you can easily hear the car get very quiet. So if you just wanna cruise around in it, you're not looking for anything loud or anything crazy like that, we can go into Strada and then easily put it back into Corsa, and you can hear how much louder that exhaust gets just at an idle. From first gear here, it's actually pretty smooth in the shifts. I love how as soon as you touch on that paddle, you're into the next gear, both on the upshifts and on the downshifts. Oh, this sounds so good. I can't get over how good that sounds. But again, if we go into Strada mode here, and I'm gonna put it over into automatic, it's honestly just like driving a normal vehicle. Everything is very comfortable, taking those bumps, it's absorbing them well. And just the seating position being in a Lamborghini, this is awesome. Huge shout out again to Lamborghini Charlotte for providing this vehicle for me today. Definitely check out their website because they have a ton of inventory to choose from, including this Lamborghini Huracan. And just downshifting now in Strada mode, you can barely hear the exhaust. That is pretty cool. It's definitely much more quiet than Corsa, how that instantly becomes super loud. Wow, this is a blast to drive. So we're about to merge onto the highway here, taking some of these turns. Wow, the steering is so direct. Some pops in that exhaust as well. So accelerating onto the highway now from first gear. It definitely gives you a little bit of kick in your seat there. That got us up to the speed limit just like that. Wow. Some of these downshifts here. Alright guys, well that's going to wrap up my walk around review and test drive in this 2018 Lamborghini Huracan Performante. Once again, huge shout out to Lamborghini Charlotte for providing this vehicle for me today. Definitely a blast to be able to drive a Lamborghini. It was so much fun. Also guys, don't forget about our giveaway for January and the GoPro. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel and comment on videos. And at the end of January, we're going to pick the video with the most comments and pick a random winner from that. So all you have to do to be eligible, be a subscriber to the channel and comment on videos, and you can win a GoPro. So that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Give it a huge thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next video.